Hi, I'm Lisa from sewnlife.com. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this storage basket. So it's really practical and useful. It's lined inside and it's got these fabric handles as well. So let's get into the video.
Right, so to make the storage basket, you can choose two different types of fabric. Whatever fabric you like, you need 2 pieces for the outside and then 2 pieces for the inside. So any fabric works well with this. So the size of the pieces that you need is 35 centimetres by 33 centimetres. These are both the same. So there's 2 pieces of the lining, sorry, of the outer, and then 2 pieces of the lining as well. In inches, that's 14 inches by 13 inches. And they all have a cutout on the corners, the bottom corners, of 8 centimetres by 8 centimetres, which is 3 inches by 3 inches. All 4 of the pieces have interlining on the back of them, so that's just fusible interlining that's ironed onto them. So that's for the actual the structure, the body, and then this is for the straps. So I'm going to make fabric straps. So the measurement there is 24 centimetres by 7 centimetres, which is 9.5 inches by 2 3/4 inches. Right, so I've put the right sides together of the main body, and I'm going to sew down there and across there. Okay, now you're going to make the corners. So go like that. Match those seams up there. So that seam needs to match up there. Open that seam out and then put your first clip in there. And then you're just simply going to sew across there. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Match the seams up. Open those seams out. Put a clip and then sew across there. So I'm going to do exactly the same process for the lining. So I'm going to sew down there and across there, and it's right sides together. It's the same for the lining. So across there. So across there. So take your handle, fold it in half, and then we're going to fold about 7 millimeters that side and that side, and then fold it in half and clip them together. Here's the other one that I did. And there. And then now I'm just going to sew down that edge and down that edge as well. And the same for this one. Okay, so now that the 2 edges have been sewn, what you need to do is fold it in half, put a clip on it, and another one, and another one, and then you just need to measure 5 centimeters, which is 2 inches down. Put a pin in there, and that's going to tell you where to start sewing. And then the same on the other end, 5 centimeters, and that's going to tell you where to stop sewing. So you just need to sew between those 2 points, and the same on the other one, sew between those 2 points. So the handles are both made now, and they're ready to add on to the storage bin. Okay, so take the outer and turn that inside out. Poke the corners out. It will get a bit creased, but don't worry. You can iron it at a later stage. Okay, poke the corners out. And then we're going to add these storage handles to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find the center point. So I'm going to fold it in half. And then half again. And I'm going to mark that point with a pin on both sides so that I can see where that point is. Then I'm going to attach the handles, and I'm going to put them 3 centimeters away, which is 1¼ inches from that central point, and just clip it in place and then bend it round. Yeah, make sure that you've got the sewn edge, the thick edge there, so that when it folds up, that bit won't be seen. Okay, and then do the same on the other side, and then sew across there, and go over the edges 2 or 3 times just to make it secure. Okay, so they're attached now, both sides, looking nice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the bag, outer bag and the inner bag together. So the inner bag, take that, you've got the right side inside, put this in there, so that's the outer is going in there. They are, push the handles down, so they're right sides together now, look, so right sides are touching. So as ever, first of all, go to the seams and open the seams out and check that the seams touch each other. There we go. Put a pin in there, and then go round to the other side. Do exactly the same on the other side. Open the seams out. Make sure the seams match up. Put a pin in there, and then pin all the way around. And then the only thing that you need to do is that you need to leave a gap in the top so that you can turn this inside out. Okay, so I would leave that much of a gap, so about 10 centimeters. So you're going to sew all the way around the top edge there, but leave that bit open. Okay, now they're sewn together, and the next thing is turn it inside out. So it will take a minute because I've got all the interlining, so it's a little bit stiff, but that's fine. Just means that it takes a bit longer. So just be patient. Poke out the corners. Okay, so then this inner needs to be pushed inside the outer. Push all the corners so they all sit nicely. It does look quite creased, but that is not a problem. Do not panic. Right. So the last thing that needs to be done is top stitching along here, about 2 or 3 millimeters away from the edge. So get all the edges nice and tight like that. Press them with your fingers. And then this here is the gap that it was turned through. So that will naturally fold over by the same amount of fabric. So let that sit underneath. and just hold that in place with a couple of clips. Okay, and then now you're going to sew all the way around, all the way around. Okay, so I've given it an iron and it looks really nice. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to got this little leather badge, and I'm just going to sew that on because it says handmade, and I think it looks really nice when that's added on. So I'm just going to sew that on. And here it is with a little handmade label on. It's really cute.
So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've made your own storage basket that is going to be beautiful and useful. Thank you for subscribing if you have done so already. If not, if you'd like to subscribe, that would be fabulous. And I've got lots more videos that I think that you'll really love, so hop on to the next one and I will see you there. Have a lovely day. Bye.